Supposedly this thing is supposed to be what's called a certified ripper. So today on COVID and Coffee with RC Guy Garage, that's me. Gonna re-electrify this KRATON. Finally, I received my warranty like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or something like that. But I've had no interest in working on this thing just because I don't know. It's almost, this is like mini trash bag. Again, this was a vehicle that I was told that I should have in my collection. And this was told to me by Mike Metz. Now I was kind of holding off, and I feel like I'm kind of glad that I did, but then maybe not. So this is that full option roller from ARRMA. It's the KRATON, just whatever, EXB. Was supposed to be an extreme bash, and I went out and drove it. I didn't even extreme bash it. I drove it. Kind of was impressed, to be quite honest with you. The way this thing drove, I definitely hope that they stay consistent with these LSD drives, because the LSD drives basically do exactly what we as RC hobbyists do to these vehicles. Tightens up the front, tightens up the center, leave the rear alone. Open it up a little bit. So in this vehicle right here, this was kind of like a test bed. So Earl Moorhead had sent me a diff locker. And the reason why he sent it to me was because it was one of those things where he was tired of having a vehicle, his EXB. He was tired of having something that he couldn't run. And that was his biggest complaint. His biggest complaint was, I spent how much for this RC and I can't even run it. Well, I mean, he could. But I think what it is, it's the principle. And that's what you need to understand. I think that's what you need to understand about sometimes when people do stuff like that. It was the principle behind the fact that, you know, the money he forked out, and he did like a total cost. I think he said, like, for him or for somebody in general to get one of these, there's a potential of spending $1,000, because you got to buy your servo, you got to buy your ESC, you got to buy your motor, you got to, the supplied opinion, and then obviously you have to supply a receiver and a radio. So if you add all those things up into something that is an extreme bash vehicle, you know, you get a little bent out of shape. And I was kind of myself bent out of shape with this thing. And I think it was only the second run that mine started exhibiting the EXB rear diff grind. So, and I don't know, man. Like I said, if you listen, I'm bending my wing right now because it's permanently like bent. If you see the videos that I did with this thing when I first took it out and ripped it, I really was impressed. I really was liking the way it hooked up. But within that, there was an inherent design flaw. And I'm one of those people that, you know, I need to see, you know, why did these gears strip? This isn't making any sense. Earl had cracked his open, and he found, while his wasn't exhibiting issues or having any, you know, gear grinding or whatever, that's obviously because in my mind, it was because it was distance. It was the noise of the car. It was only 3 teeth. So at least it was a distance away. So maybe, you know, gravel noises, the sound of the engine spooling up, you know, whatever it was, you know, he couldn't hear that, you know, there was some gear click. So somebody told, or a bunch of people telling him, Guy, you got to open that up. You know, Earl, you got to open that thing up and see what's going on. There's issues. I did the same exact thing once mine grinded, realized that, you know, my sun gears were blasted to pieces. The spider gears themselves, those were fine. But it was that one cup side. It's the cup side that the sun gear was destroyed on. And I had noticed on Earl's that it was also the cup side. So obviously, what do? You replace the shims, which is what I did. I tried shimming it, and it didn't work. So then, after shimming it, I took the differential out of my used Mojave, which that Mojave had been mangled. I mean, I have destroyed my Mojave. When you want to talk about a rear diff and a vehicle that really pummels the gears, the Mojave is literally always in this position right here. It is always just transferring that power to the rear, doing wheelies, just going nuts. Now, the Mojave is definitely one of my all-time favorites for ARRMA so far. Granted, when you talk on the 5th scale, right now, my favorite 5th scale RC as of right now, I mean, I do like the Losi, but if you're talking about ARRMA, my favorite 5th scale ARRMA is the Outcast 8S. That thing is just, I broke an arm, but I broke an arm. I broke an arm because I jumped I came off of a 2.5 story drop, and it handled it like a champ the first time. The second time in the video that I did, you can literally hear me click the throttle, but it must have been just distance, receiver, whatever. I guess you could call it receiver lag, but I don't think you can. You can hear that when I slowed it down to 25%, you can literally hear the click of the throttle because I saw that it was too nose heavy. And I knew that if I landed like that it was going to be all over. And that's why I had the reaction that I had, because as soon as it hit, I instantly knew it. I mean, it was just like, ah! So, yeah, I probably should have made sure the microphone was even on. I have a habit of doing that, just kind of like going into it. All right, let's see. What do we got here? So I'm just going to jump into the chat real quick. I'm trying to set up the thing here a little bit. Trying to make it more whatever. So we've got Gator RC right at 9. We've got, looks like JT put out a video. So JTRC, he's got a video out right now. ARRMA KRATON and Mojave EXB run. It's not funny. He's put out a video and I'm literally talking about those two. What else? Don't forget Earl Moorhead. Earl Moorhead also has his Losi DBXL-E. That's a send video, so that's a good one. And then Tony did a live last night with the LMT tips. So don't forget to go and check out those guys right there. So I'm going to clear all my things here. But we got Falcon 992. Good morning. Dan Beard, coffee ready. Dude, I've already had like 4 cups of coffee already. I started my morning off pretty early, even though like it was a late night. My body has that, internal clock that says, guy, time to get up. And like the whole rest of me is going, no, I don't want to. J&K, what's going on, guy? Yeah. You made a COVID live stream. Nice. Terrible guy. You don't want to do that. Dylan Davis, what's going on, guy? Right. Dan Beard from England. It's crazy. That's crazy. 2 live streams. Dude, it is pretty crazy, man. If you look, I don't know if you could see my eyes, but if you look at my eyes, I can actually feel like I'm tired. The intent is I'm getting like basically all my cars that, even the Big Rock, all my cars that kind of should go to Diamond Dust, because this Thursday and I think even Friday. Wait a minute. Alexa, what's the weather for this Friday?
On Friday, January 8th in Plymouth, You'll see mostly sunny weather and can expect a high of 37 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 22 degrees.
37? I swear I saw 40 something. Alexa, what's the weather for this Saturday?
On Saturday, January 9th in Plymouth, there will be cloudy skies with a high of 33 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 22 degrees.
What the heck did I see? I thought, all right, maybe it's tomorrow. So whatever day is supposed to be in the 40s, I feel a little bit more comfortable taking out these plastic RCs out in weather that, you know, isn't going to, you know, potentially have more of an issue for breakage. So the intent is to try to get these RCs ready to go tonight. I'm going to just make sure I've got a slew of batteries charged up. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, so I am going to, like, you know, I got to pay attention to that too. That's an important day for her. She's going to be 21. My God, it's insane. So, but I'm trying to get I'm trying to get a whole bunch of RCs ready to go, take it to Diamond Dust, and just literally just start the beatdown process. Most likely the first vehicle I'm going to rip is probably going to be that Outcast, because that Outcast did such an amazing job of just, I mean, hammer down, full trigger, just doing backflips, front. What did I do? A front flip? No. Did I do a front flip? It was either the Big Rock. Yeah, it was the Outcast. The Outcast did a front flip, I think. Trash Bag didn't even get to do a dang thing. But Outcast first, then just literally Laser Nut, Kaiju, KRATON, EXB, I hope. KRATON EXB. What else? The Outcast. Trash Bag won't be ready because the parts aren't coming in until... Parts aren't actually coming in until, I think, either tomorrow or the next day. There are parts coming today. So I might pop on. Midday with a midday stream today, because there are some parts coming today and I don't know what they are. Then there's parts coming tomorrow, and then I think there's parts coming next day, just to square away stuff, keep things rolling. So I'm gonna just jump in the chat real quick. We got Jo Mendez 123, Dylan Davis. We got Who Rock 305, Trash Ninjas here. C Stone, good morning. Let's see. The EXB is the Extreme Bummer. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, that's pretty cool. I like that. The Extreme Bummer. Addicted to RC. Big and Cool RC. What's going on, guy? Barbecue. What's going on, man? Sergeant J, what is happening, brother? It's got to be nighttime for you. Big and Cool. Sorry about spamming. Just tried to get views. It's fine, guy. Do yourself a favor though. Like, how do I say it in a kind way? Work for it. Meaning, anything in life really isn't. And I don't mean work for it that way, but anything in life in reality, I think you get more. I think you get more out of it if you put like more into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not telling anybody how to do anything, because who am I? You know, I'm nobody. But just you know, just work for it. You know, do the work. Like I tell people all the time, go watch Peter McKinnon. I've been with Peter McKinnon, and I say I've been with Peter McKinnon like he's a friend of mine. But I've been with that Peter McKinnon, meaning I've watched him, been a subscriber. I was an early subscriber. And I watched him transform and push himself. And if you just go and watch this guy, if you're interested in doing YouTube and you want to learn how to fit, like some of us want to film our stuff, right? Because obviously that's why some of us are here. Just go watch his stuff. I'm telling you. The stuff that he's outputting now might scare you because you'd be like, there's no way that I could ever, get to that level. But, and I'm nowhere at any kind of level like that, but I've learned tips and tricks and things to do and a push and a drive. And why do you think like I'm doing COVID and coffee? Why do you think I've got Shop Talk and Wrench, Late Night Live? I mean, it pushes you and I've never called myself a creator, but it pushes you. It pushes you to get better. You watch your own stuff and you want to throw up because you think it looks like crap, but then somebody will be like, wow, that's awesome. And then, somebody will be like, guy, you talk too much. Just pull the trigger. Guy, that comment that somebody made, he talks, what did he say? I can't remember the comment. Something along the lines of the fact that I have a Bostonian accent. That's a reason to stop watching. And I was just like, you're absolutely right. See ya. But just push yourself, man. We got, let's see. All right. Yeah, that's actually that plant right there. That is my clementine tree that I grew from literally a clementine seed. I got 2 of them. One's in the bathroom upstairs. Monster Jam guy. Thank you for that. Gus's Custom Creations is going on, guy. What else? Who else is here? Hopefully I didn't glaze over. Anthony, what's going on, man? Philly Mac, what's going on, guy? Good morning to you. Steve Waddell. Dude, thank you for that. Hit that thumbs up. Absolutely. And Monster Jam, again, thank you for that. Definitely appreciate that. And my dog just lit me up. Oh, my God. I love her, but she lights me up. Oh, my God. Horrible. I don't do that to her. What's up? I don't do that to her. Holy smokes. Literally, it's like she just farted right in my face. Just in case. What's going on, guy? makes me want to cough. Oh, it's so nasty. Earl Moorhead, good morning. Earl, it's early for Earl. Holy smokes, only 6 o'clock for you Californians. Oh, my God. Or somewhere around there. No, it's actually a little bit later because it started at 9:30. Brandon Vale, what's going on, guy? And I think that's it. I think I've got everybody. Hector Santos. Riff Raff. All right. It put that spark back in you. Steve Waddell. What did? The lives? Do I sleep? I do. Not much. You know what's funny is this is almost like the routine that I used to be in when things were, crazily booming for my business. Like I almost feel like there was no sleep because between paperwork and phone calls and lining up jobs and man, I gotta tell you, so I really don't miss that life. It was crazy. It probably took years of life off of me. All right. I think I got all the comments. So, and I also gotta make the stream better. It looks pretty grainy. All right. So, anyways, like I was getting into, we're gonna work on the KRATON EXB. I do have the differential. So there was a box that showed up, and yeah, and this was in it right here. Part number ARRA 310990. And I tried to peel off the sticker because I tried to see because something that Earl had mentioned was he was fairly confident that this LSD, so this is the LSD differential. He was fairly confident that the LSD differential initially wasn't the price that you see it now. I think he said like $75 or something like that, but that might be like after tax and whatever. So online, it's like $64.99 or somewhere around there. And and I think he's vaguely remembering that this differential wasn't as much money as they have it now. So is that the possibility? I mean, I don't have the info. I don't have any screenshots or anything like that. But is that what happened? Is ARRMA pumping up the price of this thing in order to maybe recoup some of that loss of, you know, all the warranties? Like literally, I think literally every EXP had a diff warranty. And then some people had multiple warranties on the same situation. But it's called the Active FR, which is front rear diff set GP4 5mm 10K. So 5mm means, I think that the 5mm is the cups, the shafts for the cups. I think that's the 5mm. And then the 10K is obviously the fluid that's inside. After watching Earl's video, I realized that he put 15K in it, and he didn't like how it was a little bit more locked, I think, than he wanted. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into this thing, and I'm just going to set it up so that it becomes more of an open diff or lightens up the slipper plates, because it does have those LSD plates in it. So it does come with I think it comes with shims. Isn't that cute? Comes with a couple little EXB stickers. So we're gonna break this diff open. I'm gonna move this KRATON out of the way because this thing is like covered in sand still. And we'll crack the diff open. We'll throw this ESC. I intend to throw this ESC in it. This is 150 amp, easy run, max, max 8. So it's a max 8. I'm going to throw this in there. This is only going to be a 6S vehicle. It's got the pretty good size bullets. And it's, this thing already has a 427. I like this, right? That's why I like calling it this. So my KRATON EXB is running a 427. So it's kind of cool because the first numbers that you see on that, it's a 427/4. So what that means is that they're calling it, as far as I'm remembering, they're calling it a 427 motor. The /4 means it's a 4-pole. Look, he's playing. Oh my God, she's killing me. Daisy, you're killing me. Daisy, go lay over there with them. Oh my God, she's absolutely lighting me up. So 4-pole motor, 427. I just think it's cool because, well, you know, 427 big block. Yeah. So this is gonna go in there. I am gonna do the sure lock or the dual lock. And that will at least give it some cushion. And then other than that, we're going to pull out that differential. We're going to pull out the differential, throw in the EXB diff, and basically get this thing rolling. So this live stream is going to end up being probably a couple hours. So strap in, grab your coffee or your iced tea, and let's rip into it. So look at, they're all playing. That rarely happens. Oops. She just wants to play. That's pretty cool. He just got hurt. That's David and Goliath right there. I know some of you people know Bible stuff. That's David and Goliath right there. And you know what's funny? He thinks he's Goliath. That's actually pretty cool that they were playing. They when they're on the back deck, you'll hear like them running from edge to edge. My deck is like I think my deck is like a 30-foot long deck, so 30 feet by like 12 feet or 10 feet or whatever, and they just rip it. You just hear it. It's like shakes the whole house, especially with her running on that deck. So anyways, Earl Moorhead had sent me a differential to test out. Well, not a diff, but he sent me a locker, and I think as well as it was one of those things where what it did is it got this thing back out there. And I think I had suggested to him only because he spent the money. So he spent the money, and it's not cheap to do what he did. He had 50 lockers made, so that probably means he has like 47 or 48 left. And what I was saying to him, you know, if people want to have that lock diff, you know, that spool locker billet piece of aluminum that he had made, that, you know, if people want to use it for speed runs, you know, they have them throw the locker in the front and just basically take this differential. But I think he said that something about it doesn't fit. So I don't know what about it doesn't fit, but there must be something that doesn't fit in like a limitless or whatever. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's just a total different style differential, but I know obviously the diff is different, but you know what I mean. If the Mojave thing fits in here, I was thinking, you know, will it fit in the limitless? I never did the research. It was just a thing that I threw out there. So we're going to pull that apart, but first we are going to crack this open and see how this is set up. If we got to add fluid, I might add a little bit of fluid. I might leave it alone. Centrifugal force slings the fluid out to the gears anyway. So if you want to have a more locked diff, that's why we add heavier and more fluid, because it more chalks up the gears with fluid. If you want to just have a differential kind of operate, you don't want to overfill the differential, because when you think about it, the centrifugal force of that differential spinning at 1,000 miles per hour like it does slings that fluid out to those spider gears, lubricating constantly everything. It is always a good idea, though, to crack these open and just at least give a check. So that's what I'm going to do. So I still need to get those blue paper towels so that we don't have like the issue that I seem to be experiencing when I introduce white. See how the light just goes nuts? So maybe, you know what? Maybe I can just use this. Yeah, I'll just use this. That works. Since this was the packaging from the EXB diff. All right. So I think that might work. Nah, it still tones it down. It needs to have a dark surface. If it has a dark surface, see how it lightens up? Well, you know what? Maybe I'll just do it on here. That is kind of why I have this liner like this. I just don't want to get any grit in the differential when I crack it open. All right. So let's see what's inside. What do you get? What do you get for your $75? Yeah. What do you get for $75? Do you get something? Do you get something that actually works? Well, I don't know. So for your $75, you get a shim pack. So add extra shims to shim the differential tighter. So that's cool. So they give you some shims. So you can see it right there. You're obviously going to add it on the ring gear side, add extra shim for a tighter gear mesh. So I am actually going to open this pack to see if there's anything else that is said about this. Obviously, this is something that, if you don't know, you should shim your differentials. It is a good idea to go ahead and get some shims. But is that all this says? Oh, yeah, that's all that says. All right, so don't need that. So they give you a shim pack, which is great. Looks like it's 4 shims in there. So that's nice. They give you a couple of EXB stickers to make you feel special. It is kind of a cool sticker. Again, it's not die cut, is it? Is this a die cut? Oh, all right, so that, now see, this is the way RPM should have done it. So I was all excited to get this RPM sticker. And when I was wondering, I was like, oh, that's nice. Is it die cut? It's not. It's a big square, stupid sticker that'll get bubbles and stuff when you go to apply it. The edges will pop up. So I am gonna painstakingly cut this stupid sticker so that I can actually apply this probably to the X-Max, because the X-Max crash bag is running or going to be running RPM parts. And I don't mind throwing a sticker on a vehicle as long as the parts actually do what they're supposed to do. I'll throw the sticker on there because that represents the company, with the parts that you're putting on it. So it is kind of cool that at least they went ahead and did the stickers right. So these stickers are those nice die cut stickers. So that's cool. I like stickers. Stickers add horsepower. You know that. You rice burners, you know that. You know stickers mean extra horsepower. So we'll put that in there. You rice burners. I don't mean that as an insult, so don't freak out. I own a Honda. All right. So this is the 29 millimeter differential. And I believe, and I never measured it, but I believe that the 29 is the case. So I'm going to grab my caliper and see if I'm right. Something was 29, and I do fully believe that it was the case that was the 29. If you don't have one of these digital calipers as a hobbyist or a machinist or whatever, make sure you get one. But as a hobbyist, I think this thing was only like $10. It's an electronic caliper. Works great. On, clear it out. And I'm just going to measure the case size. I believe that's what the 29 is. And I'm right. So the 29 was what the case was. It was the external case. That's why they call it a 29 millimeter. Why are you putting your face under my arm? What do you want? Go away. Come on. Stop lighting me up. Go somewhere else. She's trying to get into my lap. Like I said, it was a mistake on my part to let my little tiny, at the time, kind of sort of real cute English Mastiff get into my lap and think that was going to be a regular thing. That was totally my fault. So to crack open this differential requires a 2.0. I consistently use, and I don't want to say I push, but I kind of do, I guess. This company, Hobao, is a very good company. This company right here, they used to make the parts for Onfa. So I'm just going to crack this open. Because the differential, it's funny, it doesn't come with instructions. So I guess you would have to have the, I guess you'd have to have some kind of original instructions. They should have put instructions with this. I feel sand everywhere. I'm going to use use my tools here. Make it a little bit quicker. Or at least I think I'm going to use my tools. Where are they? Hello? Come on. Let's see. Where's my Allen edges? This always happens, man. I organize and lose. Oh, there they are. All right. But anyways, I like these drivers from a company called Hobao. They have a nice little toolkit like this. It just comes in a box. The drivers are nice. They have a real good bite on. They just give a real good bite onto the screws. So. And in case people were like wondering why they made the case smaller, was so that they could put on the wider ring gear. So the ring gear in the KRATON, what, V4? The ring gear, I guess, was the issue, was having breakage. So everything needed to change once they changed this case. So changing the case to a 29 and being able to still put this entire diff into the existing housing was why it's a 29. I think I had heard somebody say something different, but that's really not the case. It's literally because of that. So did I take out all the screws? Yep. All right, so here we go. How does it look inside? A brand new $75. Oh, wow. I want to say right there, perfect amount of fluid. That's a good amount of fluid inside this diff. Yep. That's what I would do. So because I'm messing around with this, I will add 10K again, because that's what it's calling for, or that's what it says. I should just use a regular paper towel. It lays flat. All right. So somehow, so supposedly the way these plates are set up, I believe it's 3 plates. I believe it's the star plate, a circular plate, and then another star plate from what I had seen from Earl. Now, the original differential that was in these KRATONs was an open diff. So something that I, because obviously, it just, whatever. Shut up. Just keep moving. All right. Let's move this camera in here. All right. Something like that. Yeah. So I'm just going to pop this off. And the only thing that I don't know is I'm not positive how I'm supposed to have the diff plates go, but in the instructions, I guess there is something that talks about setting up the differential, and Earl did it. Something about setting up the differential. Yeah, see, that is how it is. So you can definitely see that you've got, it looks like, a star, a circle, and a star. So I'm just going to pay attention to how this is. So somehow I need to get, let's pop that pin out of there. Oh, it looks like the pin is after the fact. So you've got your circular plate and another star plate. And that pin is stopping me from pulling the plate out. So let's pop that pin out of there for a sec. So star, what is that? Oh, 2 shims, looks like. Yeah, so they got those, so there's 2 shims on this side. They've got a wide shim, and then they also have a small shim. So let's just pop that out real quick and just get a good look at it. If it'll pop. Come on, are you kidding me? It's not wanting to come off. Maybe I can pull the, there we go. Pull the shaft out. All right. So, oh no, wait a minute. What the hell is that? There's 2 O-rings in there? Looks like there's 2 O-rings. That can't be. Is that another O-ring in there? No, that O-ring just came out. All right. Boy, I thought there were 2 O-rings. All right, so on that shim side or on that plate, you've got 1 wide shim, which is probably the thicker shim, and then you've got a small shim. Throw those on there. Make sure you're wearing gloves. Remember, the tapers go inward. Pay attention to the way they're facing. Okay. And what do you need, a microscope? I think you need a microscope. Yeah, you need a stinking microscope to see that. God, my fingers look rotted. My God. Dude, it looks like I'm diseased. Holy crap, I gotta put gloves on so people don't think I'm got diseased hands here. These are COVID fingers. Holy crap, I've never seen my fingers look like that before. All right, so I don't see. It looks, oh, all right, wait a minute, I see it. So this is actually a flatter side. So when it must be when the machine punches out these shims. This is obviously a flat side. I can feel that's actually a flat side where this is a rolled side. You can focus on it. Come on, focus on my mangle fingers. Focus. All right, never mind. Why does this thing just decide it wants to focus and then not? There we go. All right. God, my hands look mangled. Oh, that's so horrible. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this on a 27-inch monitor. So, oh my God, I look like I'm dying. Look at these things. What the heck is this? Holy crap. Mangle fingers. All right. So that's definitely the sharp side. That's got more of a roll. So obviously when the machine, I guess, punches this, that's how that is. And then this one, stop focusing on my forearm. Focus on the pot. Come on. Focus. I need to see. Come on. Can do a better focus than that. That's horrible. What the heck? There we go. And that's obviously the flat side, and there's the taper. You can barely see it. So, all right. So in the instructions, there is something that shows you how to do that. I just don't know where my KRATON instruction book is. Is that it? Oh, is this it? If this is literally the book. No, that's felony. I gotta find my instruction booklet. All right. Well, I don't know where my instruction booklet is. Max DX. Well, I can't find the EXB book. So, what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to pop online real quick. I'll pop online with my phone and we'll check it out. So, ARRMA.com. ARRMA RC. And come on. Come on. There we go. Click on that. Ah! Crap. What was it? Come on. Oh, it's going to kill me here. How fast does this thing go? Does this thing go 70? I'll click on truck. There we go. Notorious. KRATON roller. So go to manuals and downloads. Exploded view. Oh, 29 millimeter diff exploded views. Getting diff juice all over my arm here. All right. So what's that saying? Uh-oh, we've lost one. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What? So does that mean they know they screwed up, so they had to get rid of it? Oh no, what's going on here? Yeah, I think that might be what that means. That might be. That's what that means. So I got to find something that shows the exploded view of, and I think, is this? Okay, so here we go. There we go. So we've got maximum effect right there, which is going to be like what it showed. Star, circle, star. And then for minimum effect, you're going to have that circular plate going up against the back of the sun gear. So star, star. So basically star. But you know what it's not saying, though? It's not saying anything about the fact that you need to have a sharp side or the stamped side against. So, and then all of a sudden there's a moo, Earl Moorhead sending something. So there's got to be some, so that must mean he's trying to tell me something, but let's see. Does it say anything? It doesn't say anything, does it? Doesn't say anything about having the smooth side up against, unless there's some words. Nope. So I don't see anything that says anything about having a smooth side up against the other side. Limited slip, 3 faces. And that's for the center diff. All right, so I'm going to check his text, see what he's got to say. But I'm not going to put it on the thing because you got to keep his privacy. Oh, he sent the thing. He sent the same thing. So I don't see anything that says anything about a smooth side or a flat side. But obviously it shows which way to put the thing together. So one thing I wanted to see was, does the pin... All right, so the pin actually can go in after the fact, or maybe I should just put the pin in now. So put the pin in now. Oh, I just had it. Perfect. It went in and then didn't. All right. So let's slide that little pin over here. God, I need tweezers or something. Oh, those aren't going to work. Thought I had a pair of tweezers. I just don't want to get any grit inside of this diff. Smooth side facing in to the center of the differential on both ends. But where does it say that? Where does it say that though? How do you know that? Because somebody literally would have to have a microscope to see that. I want to, like, I'm not, believe me, I'm not discounting what you're saying, but it just seems like, why wouldn't they? Am I just not seeing this? Download it. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. We all know I don't like to read words. So exploded view, front, rear. And there are no words that say, unless all this Chinese lettering means that. But I don't see anything. So front diff, rear diff. Nothing is saying in words. Do you know what I mean? So here's what I'm going to do, okay? So this is where it's kind of cool. So Earl is telling me to do one thing, okay? Now, he obviously knows what he's talking about. But you know what? I'm going to pretend that I never saw that. And I'm literally just going to throw this together and not even pay attention to what side is smooth and which side is sharp. Because I want to see if there's a difference. Right? We'll try that. We'll see what happens. I guess you wouldn't want to have... all right, so this is the way I think about it in my head. I think the reason why he's saying that is because in the stamping process, right? And this is what, and this is where, like, see, I like to analyze stuff just like Earl does. So what I do agree with is that with that stamping process, you're going to have a rolled side and you're going to have a sharp side. You wouldn't want to have the two sharp sides basically touching each other, because that could potentially create more of a collision. When you have a sharp side going up against that other smooth side or that rolled side, that is what you want to have. So that's where I see like, I think that's what he's getting at. So it might not make a difference whether if it's in or out or whatever, but man, you need to have a magnifying glass so that you make sure that you don't have the two sharp sides doing a collision. It's going to be so small, but it's going to be a collision on those sharp sides, especially with these starred plates. These starred plates would have more. So right now I'm showing you the sharp side. The other side is the smooth side. So when you put this together, you're going to want to make sure either way that you have the sharp side touching a smooth rolled side. That way there's less of a chance of collision of the part. That's why I think he's saying that. But as far as it going back in, which way is it going to matter? I would think you would want to have the sharp side up against the gear, right? So I'm going to check and see what he said. But regardless of what he said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my sharp side. Do I want to have my sharp side facing the sun gear? I think I do. So I'm going to have my sharp side facing the sun gear. That might be the opposite of what he said. So I'm going to check the chat right now. You can see I wasn't looking at the chat. I'm going to check the chat right now and see if that's what he said. Smooth side facing to the center of the differential. So I'm going to do the opposite. Come on, guy. So I'm going to do the opposite. But I'm telling you, man, when you think about it, you got to have a stinking magnifying glass to be able to do this. I mean, I'm looking at a 27-inch monitor. That's the only way I was able to see what side was like a sharp side and which side was a flat side. And my fingers don't really have I think the capability anymore to feel like the difference between the two sides because they've been mangled. So, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the opposite of what he said, I guess, as a wear test. So what he was saying, when you do this, you want to have the smooth side facing in. I'm going to do the opposite. Just because I want to be different. She is still lighting me up. All right. So what did I say I was going to do? Yeah, I'm going to have the smooth side facing the sun gear. So, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack it onto this. So I can't tell which side is the smooth. I think I had it facing down. There we go. So that's obviously the smooth side. And that you can see with a magnifying glass, you can see that that is the sharp side. So like I was saying, I'm going to have the sharp side facing my gear. Okay. So sharp side facing the gear. Same thing with these. Sharp side on mine facing the gear. So I think the most important thing was to make sure that, wait a minute, I got one of these backwards, I think. Because they're like a shark tooth. Yeah, one of these is backwards. So what am I looking at here? Did I literally flip it by accident? Look at that. So it goes just like that. So it's lined up. So I'm going to have the sharp side facing. So I'm going to flip it over. So sharp side is going this way. He's probably freaking out right now. God, you're doing it wrong. You're going to break it. So I'm thinking that's how that's supposed to be, but I'm guessing I'm actually supposed to put it inside. I think I'm supposed to stack it inside. So I got to pop out this side as well. So let's pop out this side. Come on. So I'm going to leave that as an assembly. I'm going to go ahead and pop out the sun gear so I can get at the plates. It's really suctioned in there. Come on, get out of there. Dang. It really is suctioned in there. I wonder if popping the screw will allow me to get this in there to be able to pop that sun gear easier. Let's get some suction. I'm going to pop out that little set screw. See if that allows me to get to the sun gear a little bit better. And it doesn't. Oh, wait, it does. All right. So that popping out that little set screw allowed me to get to the gears a little bit better. There we go. So I'm not going to mess with that, but you can obviously see right away it's the same exact setup. Nice big flat washer, regular small washer, and that's where the pin rides on. So the way this came out, let's really inspect right now how this came out as an assembly. So it looks like the way they have it, it looks like it's sharp side facing. So they've got sharp side facing out, smooth side facing in. So the way they've got it is the right way, but let's check and see if that's exactly really how it is. So I'm not going to try and confuse anything here. I'm going to keep things stacked and not go off camera. So smooth side is which way? So it looks like the rolled edge is facing. Boy, I almost can't tell on this one. That looks like the sharp side. So the sharp side on that one was facing out. Check this gear here. This one. They had sharp side facing out on that one. And then on this last plate, sharp side facing out. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to put my sharp side facing in, just to be different. I think the fun part will be let's see, where's the sharp side? So is that the sharp side? Or is that the smooth side? Dude, you would need, that's the smooth side. So I'm going to put sharp side in, which this is probably not going to work right. Meaning trying to drop this thing in like this is probably going to be a pain. So that one, that's the smooth side. That's the sharp side. And I said I was going to have the sharp side facing that way. So it looks like that is how I'm going to throw this in. And I'm going to keep it clocked. So inside of there, you can see the pin is misaligned. So I'm going to clock it so it makes it easier to put it together, I hope. So I'm basically just going to put it in like this. I'm going to try to put it in like this. There we go. So that sun gear is locked in now. Right. Let's see why ARRMA said that. Exactly. And that's why I like it, because Earl did it one way, which somewhere he's saying it says it. He's saying somewhere, obviously, it says to do that. And I'm going to literally just do the opposite just to do the opposite. It's the only reason why I'm doing it, the opposite. It's not that I'm not listening to a master tech, and Earl actually is a master tech, so in the real world. So it's not that I'm not listening. It's just I want to do it different. That's all. Like he said, let's see why. Let's see why ARRMA said. Flipped all these things around. You son of a gun. Get in there. There we go. And then this one. Flip that down. Go to your home. And that's in there. All right. Now, make sure I remember to put this set screw back in there. Otherwise, my diff fluid's going to spray out everywhere. Okay. So now I should put my 10K in there, because that's what they say. He put 15K, I believe he said, in there. And if I even ever open this? Yeah, it looks like I have. So I'm not going to slather a whole bunch in there, but obviously my fingers took some out. So I'm going to put some 10K in there. Let it settle. Settles pretty quick. Boy, my fingers took out that much. Now I believe I'm going to do it the way ARRMA had it, which I thought looked great. So that's about where it was. Boy, my fingers took out that much. It seemed like a lot. All right. So now the fun part. I'm going to drop this sun gear into place. Oh. Make sure it's in and meshed. I'm going to align my gear. I'm going to align my sun gear so that it's squared off. That way, when I take this and put it into position, my plates are kind of like already there. But you know what actually makes more sense? It actually makes more sense to pop this out. These are the two plates. Keeping my orientation of smooth side in. No, sharp side in. Wait a minute. Is that how I did it? I don't want to mess it up. I want to do it the way I said. So what is that? That's two plates. Come on. Come on. I know you want to focus on it. You almost did. I'll focus. Come on. I can't see any other way. Come on. Focus on that thing there. Come on, you stupid camera. Come on. What is up with this stinking camera here? I can't see it. So one way is sharp and one way is smooth. But it's not letting me see. Stop focusing on the background. Talking to the camera here. Come on. Focus on the pot. Come on. All right, if I take my flashlight, will it help? Nope. It's not going to focus on it. Son of a gun. So one of these is a smooth side. Kind of almost feels like that's the sharp side. You can see it's both plates. So I said I was going to have sharp side facing in. So there we go. Now I want to make sure that that pin orientation is the same, and then basically just drop it over. And that should be it. So there we go. I think that's it. Felt right. And make sure you wear gloves doing this stuff. It makes the cleanup process that much quicker. That way this junk isn't getting into your bloodstream. What is that? Proposition 65 for California or something like that? Some kind of everything that you touch in life can potentially cause cancer. Isn't that what that Proposition 65 thing is? Although in California, so California has like, all right, so I'm on the opposite side of the United States from, you Californians, right? So we have like this preconceived notion, or at least I do, that California is like the cleanest place on earth. Okay, that's kind of like, or at least the cleanest place in the United States. That's what I think in my head. But then you go ahead and you watch Earl Moorhead's videos and you realize the place is a garbage dump. People dumping mattresses, pieces, parts of cars everywhere. You probably got, we've seen Earl's neighborhood. I bet if Earl like panned the other way or walked around the corner, there'd be like cars up on blocks. They're on fire. In my head, I always thought California was like the cleanest place in the United States, because what we hear Californian rules are just absolutely insane. Like it feels like, coming from a perspective of, RC Guy Garage here, I just always thought that like California was like white sandy beaches and, bikini babes, on their lounge chairs, drinking their drinks and, you hear what? Doesn't California have Muscle Beach? So you think like every Californian is like, pumping iron and everybody's got washboard abs and then you find out that the whole place is a trash dump. California's a trash dump. Right, palm trees everywhere. There's never any storms. There's no earthquakes. Everything's mint. But instead, California's a trash dump. California's a trash dump. All right, so I'm just going to give it a final torque. Just work my way around. Each time you go around, you're able to get like one little extra squeak out of the threads without over torquing. I'll do my star pattern. You basically go across to get it to seat down, and then I'll just literally just go around the entire thing. And each time you go around, you apply the same amount of torque. That's why I like these long reach drivers, because the shaft will actually have a very slight amount of twist, almost like a torque stick, kind of. And I think that's it. So here's something I don't like right away. Watch the rotation. Do you see that? See how it's rotating with every gear click? See it? I'm not doing that. That's literally the gear mesh being ultra tight. Now, could it be that I've got too much fluid? Could it be that somehow the shim pack, because I reversed it, is it possible that it did that? But look, see how it's indexing? See, it's like click, click. It's not clicking, but I can feel it. I'm trying to just show you. You can see it's literally clicking into place. So that potentially means that this is too tight. That feels too tight, man. I'm going to back off these screws just for a second to see if that loosens up. A little bit. It still indexes, but it feels really tight. I can feel every gear. So I can feel every click, and she just lit me up again. I can feel every click of the gear inside. It shouldn't have made a difference. It shouldn't have made a difference. Me flipping those smooth side, sharp side. Because the overall thickness is the same. But there's a definite indexed click. Yeah. So yours was smooth. Check it out. See how I'm doing it? See how it's literally an indexed click? See what I'm saying? I don't know how I can. It's like clockwork. You can feel every tip over to the next gear. See how it's indexed? It's not smooth at all. So here's another differential. And I'll show you this one, all right? See this differential? This has got a cracked diff cup. Watch when I turn this, if it'll focus on it. Come on. Are you serious? Now when I want to show, there we go. So watch when I turn this diff. There's no index. Totally, totally smooth. See what I'm saying? No index. Totally smooth. Take this diff and watch. See it? See how it's indexing? Every single stinking gear. This is way too tight. All right. And I don't think my set screw is binding anything. Nope. All right. Well, I don't like that, so I'm not keeping that like that. So I'm gonna open this up right now. See what the heck is going on, because that's not cool. Yeah, right. Steve, you shouldn't have, it should be smooth. Shouldn't be indexing like that. And now that those screws are out, it's buttery smooth. All right, well, could it be that that it's got too much fluid in it? Let's see. I'm going to look at that instruction real quick again, because there is the possibility that, did I install it wrong? No, I didn't. Round gear. So round gear up against the back of the sun, and then literally the preceding plates after that for minimum lock. And then for this one, for maximum effect, obviously the circle's in the middle. So I got it installed right. Why am I getting a click? It should not matter whether if it's a smooth side or a flat side. So just because, and this might sound really stupid, just because I am going to pull this back out and I'm going to see if I swap that, will my click go away? So if I literally swap my plates out, will that tightness go away? It shouldn't matter. It really shouldn't. It's literally just thickness. So I'm going to get in there, bump those plates out. And I'm going to reverse it.
What was that, Haley?
I know. Yeah, she's acting like you brought food or something.
That test was wicked easy.
Was it?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So just went through that whole process of putting everything together. I put flat side facing in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reverse it. So that was like that, because I can actually see it. I can see the difference. So I had flat side facing in, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just swap it out, just because that gear mesh was horrible. So I'm going to spin this around, which is now going to be smooth side facing in. Smooth side facing in. Just like that. Make sure that that gear is clocked. And then dump it in. Take these spiders, toss in the spiders. You know what could have been? Here's something I actually didn't think of. No, it was settled. It actually was settled. So that's not the issue. I was thinking like the pin might not have been the pins might have not been crossed right, but they were right. Because everything was all settled down and in. So could that literally... This doesn't make sense. So I'm basically just going to take this as its whole unit, and I'm just going to flip it over. That should not make a difference, man. If that makes a difference, man, that's kind of messed up. Means the tolerances are that stinking tight. So I'm going to flip this over. So now it's smooth side facing. Drop it in. And I should actually drop these plates in too to make it easier, but... So, drop the plates in. Rolled side is now facing in. And this shouldn't make a difference. It really shouldn't. It shouldn't make a difference. So I got the gear clocked. So the flat edge is now facing out. If this makes a difference, man, I quit. That's it. This is going to be the last live. All right. Let's make sure that this is lined up. Make sure you wear gloves. You don't want to get this garbage on your fingers. Oh, actually, I should put the fluid in there. Durr. Put a little bit more of the fluid in. 10K. Oops. Oh, becoming a disaster here. 10K fluid. Where did my set screw go? Still there. You know what? There might be the possibility that I stinking had the pins not crossed right. It felt crossed right. It felt like it was right, though. Welcome to this episode of RC Screwed Up Garage. All right. So that's together. Make sure that these are aligned. Here's the driver. And one of my screws is missing. One of the diff screws are missing now. That's awesome. Still feels smooth right now. Oh, I see it. Still feels smooth right now, but I'm also not torqued down yet either. So you can see I'm not anywhere near being torqued down yet. Just putting the screws into place. There is the possibility I had the pins not crossed, so this would be a waste of time. Throw my set screw in there so the diff juice stops leaking out. All right. It's still indexing. What is going on? And these aren't even torqued down. It's still indexing. See it? Every gear indexes. What the hell? Maybe it needs to break in. I'm done. Didn't make a difference, so I guess it won't matter now what I said, whether it was like faced one way or faced the other. Now it's technically Earl's way. God damn it. It didn't matter. I don't know what's going on here, but these aren't even torqued down, and this thing is still indexing. So I don't like that. And how do you explain to ARRMA, my diff is too stinking tight? It's indexing. Look at that. Every stinking gear, it's an index. What is up? It's almost as if I gotta shim the it's almost like I gotta shim the stinking the ring away from the case. It indexes. I will say the indexing is slightly less aggressive. But see how it's indexing every single gear? It's not smooth like this. This differential is smooth like butter. There's no, I can't even feel where the gears are on this diff. This one moves so smooth. I mean, imagine, that would be awesome. Now, this is the differential. This is the differential that the EXB should have had in it. Look at the difference between the E. All right. See the difference? This is the one that the EXB should have had in it. Look at that thing. That's a beast. Little bit bigger, a little bit more meat. So you got beef and spice right here, and you got, I don't know what you want to call it. This is a brownie. So there is still a little bit of indexing. Just obviously I'm trying to say that maybe, I don't know, maybe it just needs to wear in, but it's still indexing. It's not as aggressive as it was. So maybe having those shim plates smooth side in is the way to go. I had mine the other way, but it literally shouldn't make a stinking difference. Either way, you need to have the plates. You gotta have the sharp side touching the smooth side on all three plates. So you're gonna have either however you do it, whatever. Smooth side, they all need to be facing in one direction. That way it's not two sharp sides colliding with each other, creating extra wear. That's the only reason why that it's done that way. But you can definitely feel it's indexed. It is a little bit better than it was before, but see how I can literally click to every gear? See how it's literally stopping at every gear. This differential, nice and buttery smooth. I couldn't even tell you where a gear is on this. I'm trying to move it really slow just to show you like an index. I can't index this one. This one literally just moves nice and smooth. So, all right, so that's enough talk about this differential. Make sure if you do pull your set screw out, it looks like it makes it easier to pop out those plates by popping that little set screw. It allows you to get a little, you know, pick or an awl in there and kind of just get right under that last plate or second to last plate, and allows you to be able to pry that out, and then you can smack it and get it out. So we're good to go. This thing's ready to rip. So now it's time to jump in on this EXB. I can't believe I just wasted that much time flipping plates, adding fluid. I don't know. I don't want to be negative to this thing. I'm going to say that hopefully it just needs to break in. I think Earl said his was nice and smooth. Mine isn't. I don't know what's up. So now I'm going to put this in a little protective baggie so I don't get any contamination. I don't want any grit or sand or anything destroying my brand new warranted $75 diff. They were nice enough to give you a shim pack. So we'll explore, you know, what kind of shims potentially need to go into this thing. Pop the cover off just to get more light here. I would recommend on any tight pinned RC cars, take a drill bit like I did with the Big Rock. Just take a drill bit and just run it through just to kind of like make these holes just a little bit easier, because if we're pulling on those little rubber things, they're just going to rip right off. It's a diamond dust differential, right? Did you send me a message? Yeah, I think you did. Yep, you did. You sent me a YouTube video. He sent me the EXB differential how-to guide. The thing is, though, okay, I understand that there's a video about it, but I mean, is that how we're supposed to like know things nowadays? Shouldn't they have put like a thing in there that says make sure you put smooth side in, flat side out? Like, I mean, why don't they just, they're charging us $75 for a differential that they show you in the instructions how to swap out the plates, but they don't tell you. Like, what if somebody didn't know that you're not supposed to put flat to a flat? Not everybody knows that, you know? That seems kind of foolish. I don't know. What are they thinking that just because, you know, somebody's buying, you know, an EXB or whatever, that they should automatically know? No, because there's some people that, like me, this is my first KRATON. Let's just say I saved up the money and, you know, decided I wanted to go ahead and get a roller, or maybe I already had a remote and I didn't know anything about the KRATON LSD, but, you know, I went ahead and who knows, maybe I upgraded. That's another thing too. You can upgrade, at least I think you can. You probably have to upgrade like all of it though. This seems like there's some kind of a communication gap, because I don't know. I just want to say not everybody watches YouTube videos, right? So them putting out a YouTube video, what if somebody just went to a hobby store, picked up an EXB, and then didn't know, you know, about exactly how to have those shims. You're supposed to go on YouTube. Well, in my town, we don't have internet. We have hobby stores, but we don't have internet. So there seems like a little bit of a communication gap. Isn't that a nice wall right there? Isn't that a nice little wall? So I used to obviously build, you know, build model kits. And it looks like I might have an affinity for a certain generation of car. And I might have an affinity for like one particular car in general, the Firebird. That literally was my mom's car right there. She had a 68 Firebird 400 with the Ram Air, 4-speed that she built herself that she used to race at the New England Dragway. I love, one of these days, I will own for myself a 68 Bird. I wouldn't mind owning a 69 Bird too, but I will own a 68. Hopefully a 400 too. Do I recommend the EXB models over the standard versions, KRATON or Mojave? Well, look at it this way. Oh, Jonathan Davis from Corn is here. Man, I don't know how to answer that question. If it's your first RC, hell no, because you'll be like pumping in a lot of money. Because you got to get a radio, you got to get your electronics. I'd say, I mean, the KRATON, isn't the KRATON V5 out right now? I think I've already proven, like, with the Mojave, the original version 1 Mojave, now they have a version 2. Is the EXB really needed? I think that's literally a personal opinion. I almost feel like I want to say no. I mean, maybe get the KRATON V5, because isn't that a KRATON V5 out now? So I don't know, man. I go for the version 2 of the Mojave or the KRATON. At least you'll have, you know, for like what, $100 more, if that, $100 more, and you've got a basically a running driving vehicle. You buy the EXB version, you gotta pump in some stuff. You're not done paying for it, you know? That's the crazy part. So I'd say just get an RTR. The RTRs have definitely changed the way things are nowadays. Daza Parker, what's going on, guy? All right, so now we're gonna start cranking on this. I think I might introduce a light, if that helps. Seems like that might help. So this is that light from Harbor Freight. At the time when they were selling it, it's a Braun flashlight from Harbor Freight. 2 settings on this Cobb LED thing right here. You got a high and a low, and then it's got like a little flashlight at the end. It has a very strong magnetic mount. You can also use it while it's plugged in. It has a regular, what's that called? A USB mini. So it's a USB mini. It'll show red, I think, when it's charging, and then green when it's fully charging. The light switch itself lights up when it's on. And this is a great light with a very strong magnet on the end. I use this when I get a bunch of these. So when I'm working on my cars or my truck, these are great because you can like stick it on the frame. You can stick it on a fender, stick it on the hood. But it also works great for illuminating. Look at the difference. That makes a huge difference. No light, bring on the light. So it helps my eyes too. The only thing it might do is it might fall over. It might fall over, yeah. I think it might fall. Oh no. I think it just went out. I think it needs to be charged. Crap. Yep. Needs to be charged. Watch. It's going to automatically shut off. Or not. Make a liar out of me. Are you serious? Come on. You were just shutting off on me. All right. I need like a piece of metal for this thing to... Bam. Here we go. See? Just use your wrench as a tripod. All right. So that looks pretty illuminated. Gonna break open into this diff. I do want to kind of make sure all this grit is out of there before I break into that, because I don't want to get the grit inside. I'm not looking to do a total tear down. I'm literally just looking to pop this thing open and get the new diff in, throw some electronics in it. This might end up being a two-part thing because I wasted so much time on the diff. So I'm going to get to these screws right here and basically pop this end right out of the way, pop the wing out of the way. So one of these bits here should help out. And I'm batting 1,000 because I'm using the wrong one. Now this case shouldn't be stripped because this is the one that I got from Jenny's RC. So this case should be fine. Watch the screws be stripped. I think I came across this before, so now I'm remembering. I just gotta pop the screws there. I gotta loosen those for the sway bar. And it doesn't take much to get that out of there. So there's that one. There's that one. Ideally, what you want to do is use an air compressor. I'm just not. I'm going to pray nothing gets in there. I think I got all the screws, didn't I? All right. So that's how I like my diff to look. See how the gear, I use that lube because what it does is it stays on the gear. That's why I use that lube, because it stays stinking on the gear. So now I want to jack up the rear end here. Because what I want to do is just pop the shocks kind of out of the way. Jeez, I can't even see here. And this is why, like, whenever you have something open like this, kind of want to make sure that you clean everything around, because there could be some kind of crud on this wing that as I'm pulling stuff out, we'll have like a boulder drop down and go into the differential and basically wipe out the gears because I didn't notice. Is that enough? Nope. So for some reason, this is getting hung up. Not sure why that's getting hung up. It's getting hung up because it's dirty. There we go. So now, just gonna pop this thing right out of here. There we go. But see how the gear just stays nice and coated? See how every part of that gear has orange on it? That's why I use that silicone, this stuff right here. This is what I recommend. You do what you want. But over here, this is what I use. This comes both in an orange and a purple. The orange stuff is $25. The purple is $15. I actually don't know why. There's a massive price difference. But this is the stuff that I usually use right here. It's from Permatex. It's just a silicone ceramic extreme brake parts lubricant. It works so unbelievably well. Every single diff that I crack open gets this stuff because it coats the gear. Look, it's literally dripping beautiful fluid. So this is the original EXB diff. Is this, wait a minute. Yeah, this is. So this is the original EXB diff. This has the Earl Moorhead's locker in it. So I'll show you what he did in case you don't know what he did. So I'm going to clean this off. We'll crack this open. We'll get a look at the locker. If you want one, I mean, arrange maybe to talk with Earl and see if he'll sell you one. If that's the route that you want to go. He's got them. I just don't know if he's selling them. Right, but your red high temp grease though, isn't that very sticky? And think about it. This is a massive bottle of it. That's what? How many ounces? 8 fluid ounces. So it lasts quite a while. Plus, I use it on my cars. So to keep things nice and clean, just in case, just going to take a paper towel, just kind of put it in there. So just in case, it'll maybe help prevent some junk from getting in there, just in case. I don't think I need this light on now. Actually, kind of looks like I do. So crack this open. Yes, it's real. It really is a pumpkin. It's pumpkin. I don't think it's pumpkin flavored, and I ain't gonna try it. But yes, it definitely is a pumpkin. Pumpkin colored. I just don't think it's pumpkin flavored. All right. So this is what Earl Moorhead came up with. This is what Earl. Oh my God! Urgh. Took all the screws out, right? What the hell? Come on, open. What the hell? It's fused. And oh, it's the seal. Check out the seal. The seal is grabbing. I don't want to tear that seal. There we go. So there we go. 100% dry in there, just like Earl had recommended. So Earl had recommended to totally keep it dry inside, which I did. But this is the locker that he created. He had this specially made. And why isn't it coming out? Let's see. It's like literally in there. It welded. You want to talk about a welded locker? It's welded in there. We're talking about pro race here. Come on. Get out. All right. We're going to find my pry bar. Where's my pry bar? My pry tool here. Give it a little bit of a pry. Holy moly. It's in there. We'll talk about a tight fit. Holy smokes. It's welded. It's a welded diff. Holy crap. It's in there. Wow, that really is in there, man. That was some tight tolerances on that diff. Holy crap. Oh, I think it's coming. Is it coming? Holy moly. All right, what's going on here? It's welded. It's a welded diff. See, he's a gearhead, so he created it so that it would weld itself in there. But we're gonna get out some other tools to assist in the removal here. There we go. It was just literally stuck in there. The pin welded itself inside. So, but this is the locker that he literally took. He took his own pocket money because he was so ticked off and he made his own locker. So that's just grit. So I don't, like I said, I don't know if Earl is selling these or not, but he took his own pocket money and he created, he had these lockers made. It's a really good quality locker. You can see, obviously, it really captured that pin very well. He recommended to not have any fluid in it, which makes sense, to keep it a dry differential, because you don't need any fluid in there. And I think my question to him was basically just talking about, like, you know, the fluid would take up any gap, and he's like, no, he's like, don't worry about gaps. He goes, just throw it in, make sure it's locked into your pins, button it up, and then you've got a posi. So this was Earl Moorhead's posi unit differential locker. I think I was trying to talk him into selling these to infraction guys. But obviously they would have to upgrade to this differential right here, which is the 29 millimeter. In order for this to work, you have to upgrade to the 29 millimeter differential. But I don't think, maybe this diff doesn't fit in there. I never even looked. So that's how far my research goes. Until I crack something open, I don't know. So, but this is it. So I'm going to keep this together as its own deal. See how that clicks right in there? Clicked right in. Make sure that my pin is oriented the right way. And I color-coded mine. See, I did this on purpose. I put white paint because what I wanted to see was if this ever broke free. It would literally be able to visually see it right away. Just visual. So, but I'm going to button this thing back up, and it's going to go in that baggie. Oh, don't cross thread it, guys. There she goes, dreaming again. What the heck is she dreaming about? Lauren, what's going on, guy? Boy, she's really dreaming. Holy smokes. Oh, she's really dreaming about something. She must be chasing coyotes again. Imagine if a coyote mated with her. Holy smokes. That would be crazy. She's fixed though. I think that was one of the worst mistakes. The only thing though is I didn't want to have to put a diaper on my dog. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when she had that time of the month, I just didn't want her to have a diaper on walking around the house. Because we have some light colored rugs, and that wouldn't be a good thing. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not paying attention to chat, but if you want a locker, I don't know. Just hit Earl up if he's selling. I really don't know if he is or not. The hole is too big for the older ARRMA cars. Right. So you'd have to upgrade the... Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So it wouldn't work then. Tortured, what's going on, guy? Riff to the RAF. Riff Raff, the differential. Actually, you know what? Thank you. I'll actually put that to trash bag though. Trash bag still needs to have a couple of bucks. Thank you, Riff. Appreciate that, man. Oh, it looks like Tony. Tony's got another video out. They rip different than the bashers, but or is he commenting? Wait a minute, is that? Oh, he's commenting. Never mind, he doesn't have a new video out. Don't listen to me. All right, so now I think we're good. Pop this little cover off here. We'll swap baggies. This is the new differential that ARRMA had sent me, or Horizon, whoever sent it. They sent me a new diff. This one had no shims, and it was fine, I think. Right now, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not going to get any grit inside of there. This is where it becomes very hairy and dangerous, because you don't want to get any junk in there. So I want to make sure no grit is getting into that diff housing. I think we're good. So this is the brand new diff. It did come with shims. I'm going to place it inside without shims right now, just to see if I need shims or not. And that bolt. So I just want to see. There is a very slight amount of slip or slop, so I am going to place one shim in there for now. They did provide new shims. So I'm going to place one shim in to see if it needs a single shim or if it needs two shims. So I'm going to throw a shim right over. Ooh. That's a tight fit. Huh. It doesn't want to go over. The burrs on the metal's not going to allow my shim to go on. Yep. So instead of doing that, so right now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take a file and I'm just going to lightly dress that area right there. Has a little bit of gnarliness to it. It's not allowing the shim to slide over without damaging the shim. I don't want to damage the shim. So I'm just going to grab a file and I'm just going to lightly graze over that, trying to keep the material from getting on the bearing side. So I'll be right back and I'm just going to grab a file. All right. So it's that right there. a little bit more on that side right there. And I just got the shim right in the sand. Awesome. So there's a little bit right there. You can see the file getting stuck on it. See if that was enough. And almost. There we go. I want to make sure that that shim is seated correctly on there. So it looks like we're good. Now I'm going to do there we go. One shim is all it needed. So one shim, and that took out that extra slop that was in there. So now I'm going to go ahead, get the little dog bones in there. Rotate that flat, making sure my hands don't have sand on them. Being careful of that shim. That shim literally just fell off. I might not be able to do it like this. Might have to do it with the camera or the light out of my face. Get in there. Settle that down and in the pocket. A little crunchy in there. Make sure that shim is all the way in. Important part is to make sure that that shim is all the way down and in. It only needed one, so that works out pretty mint. that, I think, is in. So it looks good. Am I putting the wrong screws in? Yes, I am. I found that out quick. I just tried to put the wing screw in. I was wondering why the damn screw was so long. I'm like, wow, that screw is pretty damn long for that diff. Holy crap. There we go. That's better. Just make sure you put the 5-inch long screw. Ah, God, this is the diff case that's stripped. Forgot about that. All right. Yeah, that's the one. I think that is stripped. Right there. Stop. No. Stop. No, you can wait. Have some patience, pup. I'm going to put the little sway bar things in before I put the shock on. The wing down and throw in the wing screws. Make sure that's aligned. There we go. That's it. 2.5 hour live stream, not too bad. So I will end up picking up later. So we're going to end this live stream pretty much right where we are right now. We worked on the EXB differential. Didn't really get a chance, not really enough time right now to go ahead and throw the electronics in it, but that is next, the electronics. I'm going to throw in this Hobby Wing 150 amp ESC. It's already got the 427 motor in it, which is a 2200 kV, I think, motor. Yeah, 2200 kV motor. I don't remember what pinion's on it. It is running a Game Changer cooling fan that is attached to my center brace. This is the setup right here that this KRATON's got. So So the EXB basically kind of lives now. Now at least it's got a differential in the rear. And hopefully I'm not going to have any more issues. I don't suspect I'm going to. I suspect that now this thing is going to drive, hopefully, very similar to how it drove initially. Looks like the wing might be a little loose. Something's a little loose here on the wing. This thing, the first and kind of half of the second time I took it out, I really was liking this thing. So now that I got my warranty diff in there, that hopefully is going to be the solve-all of this thing. So there's my game changer fan right there. It's basically it's zip tied in place. It's all it needs. You don't need to have like a mount. Just make sure it just works. Angle it to what you want to angle it to, and then just be done with it. I actually like the Game Changer Goliath fans. So the Goliath fan is mounted up in my Mojave. It's literally like twice the size and pumps out, like, I swear, 3 times the amount of air. And if I was going to have that in here, I would have it angled just like it is in my Mojave. Have it angled so it literally just blows air across everything inside of here. So just going to end up tossing that right in there. I do my little wire loom thing there. I like having my wires try to be, looking nice. But this ESC is just going to pop right in there. I believe it might screw down. I'm not sure. If it screws down, great. If it doesn't, I'm just going to do the this stuff. 3M Sure Lock or Dual Lock, whatever it is. So 3M Dual Lock. Earl Moorhead recommended this, and the stuff's awesome. So, but there you go. So that's it. That's where this episode of COVID and Coffee is going to end. I am actually getting a little hungry. So, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 11:59 a.m.
Yeah.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you too. I talk to Alexa all the time. Why not? She talks to me, I talk to her. All right, so what do we got here? We've got Lennon Tyler, Monster Jam Germany, JORC, Steve Waddell, J&K, Rift to the Raft, Tortured RC, RC Master. What else do we got? STL Scion. Don't forget, if you haven't given a thumbs up, by all means. Last night, there was a total. What's weird is that J.O. sent me a screenshot, and he was able to capture that there were actually 104 thumbs ups for last night's Shop Talk and Wrench. Holy, I didn't even think it was going to get there. I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be nice someday? Someday we'll break over 100 thumbs ups. That would be incredible. And like literally it just started happening. It was just like, yeah. So it, like I said, the thumbs up, what it does is it just basically, says that, tells YouTube, to make sure you start notifying people that, this channel's live and whatever. Don't forget to share stuff. I know, I'll let you out in a second. Don't forget to, share videos if you want. It all just helps the channel. If you guys do the legwork, I greatly appreciate it. I thank you. I think that's it. I think that's all the people. I don't have any more notifications of any other videos that anybody has released, other than probably Earl Moorhead. We'll do another video. Get out of here. Stop licking my arm. Right. Steve Waddell, stay safe. Yep. Riff Raff. You too. What's funny is I asked Alexa what time it was. I didn't even listen to her. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 12:01 p.m.
Perfect. That actually worked out mint. 2.5 hour live stream. Now it's lunchtime. I don't know what I'm going to have. Probably going to have like a sandwich or something. Maybe my daughter will make like mac and cheese. That would be kind of cool. But, all right. I usually say I'm out. You should get out too and point blank rip it. And it's going to end this live stream. Thank you guys for coming to COVID and Coffee. And we will see you tonight with another Shop Talk and Wrench. But keep in mind, I did say that I might pop on. You never know. I might get that, thing where I just want to go ahead and install the ESC. I might pop on another live. So if you're not, bell notified, make sure you check your bell notification and make sure, you're just like, we want to be notified of when RC Guy Garage takes a step out of his house. One of these days we'll get back to Diamond Dust. The plan is tomorrow, but tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, so that's probably going to take a priority, but I'm hoping I can get there. We'll see. We'll see like what her schedule is. I don't know what her schedule is. She might even be going to work, and I'll actually feel bad for that if she's going to work on her birthday. And I know it's life. It is life. That's what happens, but, she's still my kid. She's going to be stinking 21. My God. I'm getting close to be older than dirt. So, all right. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for coming, and we will see you on, basically, we'll see you on the next one.